Hey guys, welcome out. This is Darren Boyd, recording live from the Basement Pain Cave near Salt Lake City here. We're getting ready to watch OTR Slakken and Ziel Brekers do the last round of the ZRL Racing League. We're doing the team time trial this week, and we are on the Tic Toc course in Watopia coming out of the desert. And so I want to take a look here at this is our rider list. It's not, I don't know way to sort it, so this is who we've got riding here today. We've got Slakken going off first with a 4-minute delay, and then Ziel Brekers about 3 minutes later. And so, get over to the live screen here, just hanging out in the pen, and I want to go down the rider list. So it looks like in Slakken we've got Tim Rush as captain, Scotty Adams, Kevin Linzmud, I'm sorry if I butchered that, also Kevin Frudd, David Williams D2, and Tyler King. And then in Ziel Brekers we have Nathan Kiger as captain, Jeff Bassett, Paul Duffy, Travis Cooley, Colin Sanders, the Colonel Saunders, and the Matt. I think that's Matt Thompson. So that is our riders for each team, and I'm going to go ahead and pause things, and then we'll get back on here as soon as these guys start taking off. So see you in a sec. So here we go.
How are we doing?
That snuck up on me, guys.
I lost. I think we got Tim. Tim's just behind. You on, Tim?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah,
Like everybody's out, so we're watching Tim here.
my bike was asleep.
Should have their Discord on. Now watch that clock. Ziel Brekers goes off in about 2.5 minutes. So it looks like these guys have gotten out to a good start. They are all grouped in here. Looks like we got
K1.
D2 on the front.
KK1's coming on.
David Easing.
Nice work.
Guys are looking good. Get under our drone cam here.
Hey.
15 to K2.
KK went off.
K2 from here. Scotty at 2:30.
Getting ready to head down to the
Nice work.
start finish line.
Scotty on. 10 minutes.
Now keep it on the clock here. We just got about 20 seconds before the Ziel Brekers gets going, so I'm going to get ready to, let's go ahead, Jump in. Yep, and perfect timing. Here comes Ziel Brekers out of the pen. Watching Nathan here. You're out of the pen. Looks like
Off on 5.
Tim's coming on. Tyler at 4:30.
David at 5.
let's switch the Discord over. It looks like these guys only have 5 guys here. Let's jump in on Discord and see if that's the fact. Did we lose so many guys? I'm only seeing 5 guys.
Fall computer crashed.
Okay, so unfortunately, folks, we got these guys starting out on the back foot. So
No Duffy.
Paul Duffy apparently had a computer issue. So these guys are going to be going it without a full squad.
In position.
Aaron.
Nothing coming up.
Let's bounce up and see what see how Slakken's doing.
Christmas sweater on.
You know what?
David Easing.
Okay, one on. It's cold up here, man.
K2 at 7. It's cold in this room for the AC. K2 at 7.
These guys are looking
Scotty
good.
at 7:30.
Sounding off good. In the rotation, still got all 6 guys here. Heading through this little slot canyon in the desert. Looking good.
To K2.
Got a little bit of a false
K2
flat
running up.
coming up here. Goes up to about 2%, maybe
Yeah,
touches
off.
3.
Nice work. That steady transition. Scotty at 7:30. K2 losing. Scotty. Nice work. Perfect time.
Guys are cruising along about 46, 47 kph. This is 2% downhill. This guy should hit 50 kph on this. Yep, there you go.
Tim at 8:30.
Get a little closer view here. Nice tight formation. Looks like we got Scotty Adams on the front.
So Tyler, you're 9:30. David at 10.
Calling out pull times.
On. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin, keep that gap filled.
Remember to drink.
Let's see if we can bounce back and take a look at the Ziel boys. They're just now entering the slot canyon. Listening on Discord. These guys are being pretty quiet. They know each other. It's like everybody but Jeff Bassett chose to wear the ugly Christmas
10 seconds to
sweater.
Nathan. Coming up.
Nathan's taking over. On this little false flag we were just talking about. Fly
Seconds
through
to
a
Jeff.
tree there.
Jeff, Ben. Sorry.
That's okay.
Leaving that little oasis there through another slot canyon here. Or tunnel. This is 2 laps of the Tic Toc circuit. So we roll through the whole desert, do a little climb out of the desert, and then drop down into the tunnel, and then head back towards the beach, and then enter the desert again.
All right, Matt, ramp it up.
Jeff Eason.
As far as traffic, it looks like these guys don't have anybody too close in front of them and nobody coming up behind them, so that's always good. Let's see if we can see how Tim and the boys are doing. So here's Tim and the boys. They're just heading towards the top of the desert there.
Oh, just tucked in the pocket behind Scotty.
good. They're just getting ready to start this climb. Got LAX off to the left here. These guys are just getting ready to start the little climb out of the desert. Most of us all know this climb, and it's like a 3, maybe 4%. Up into the trees here, and then we make the left and head down towards Ocean Avenue. Guys are all looking good. Got Tim taking over the front.
Rider up. Hold your breath. Move breath. Nice work. Almost through.
Let the drone take it straight view here, so we'll
You got it.
Pulling through. Yeah.
David at
just
50.
about topping off,
Yeah.
just 1% here. Got Tyler on the front,
Watch out,
Tim,
D2, you got it.
Kevin, D2, and then Scotty.
Get some rest.
Okay, David ramping.
You don't kill it on the. Just let everyone get on the downhill.
Yeah.
Nice push.
Got the nice long descent here, so hopefully these guys can get a little bit of a break. Back up to 50 kph, 51. I'm gonna fly through that hollow redwood there. All these guys in their matching Lafuga kit.
Nice job, Sam. You got it.
Looks like they've made up a little bit of ground, and the guys in front, but only about 5
K1
seconds.
at
So
16.
K1, Jesus.
25
Yeah,
seconds to the
K1's
group
on.
up front, but they've
David
gained
easy.
15 seconds on the group behind. The Wadi Inc. guys
There's a test. You guys passed.
are 44 seconds behind them.
Okay, I appreciate it. K2 at 70.
See if we can drop back and see how Nate and the boys are doing. It's like they're just getting ready to do this little climb. Keep an eye on them for a sec. Stretch my legs a little bit. I just finished up my race a couple hours ago. We had a good one. Follow these guys for a little bit. Let's go ahead and bounce in on their Discord and see what they're talking. It's like pretty much just background noise from these guys for right now. Looks like they are actually coming up on a Drop Wadi Inc. rider. And they're keeping a pretty steady gap to that group behind them. Stay with these guys on these zigzags here. Like Nate's going 53 kph, so it's going to flow by this lone rider. Guys are screaming down the hill. We kind of got a bit of a low here. Let's take a look. This is the results from the East race. So Ooze Train, as you can see, we ended up 49-12 in third place. Everybody finished together. Had everybody either over or really close to 300 watts for the average on that. Everybody finishing all together, as I said. These guys, these Polo Velo, they caught us, but if you look at what they did, they dropped this rider, so they actually were 48-28 for the first three guys, but they let their fourth rider drop back to 49.09, so they only end up beating us by 3 seconds because they got the time of this rider. So obviously a rookie error there. They didn't quite know what was going on with the program there, so they put out a bunch of extra work for no reason. Let's get back to Nate and the boys here. They've gone into the tunnel. Not onto the Ocean Avenue tunnel yet, but the tunnel coming off of the descent. Looks like they've got Belieber's team. Yeah, they're still, now that things are settling out, they're still 35 seconds ahead of those guys. If you're not aware of it, when you get close to intersections like this, we see up here the times in these split times to the riders ahead of you and behind you can get pretty wanky, because what Zwift does is it goes by the distance to the riders, and then it calculates a time based on that at a set speed. So this time that you see for ahead and behind can vary quite a bit, especially when you get around those intersections. So it looks like Jeff's leading out. These guys here, they're all strung out. It's funny, we were definitely in a line in this point too. So let's see if we can bounce up to Tim and the boys and see how they're doing. They should be up there back and made the turn back to the desert, and more importantly, it looks like they're getting pretty close. They're within 5 seconds of this group ahead of them. So coming across the bridge to go out into the desert area. Looks like maybe D2's getting trailed off a little bit, but he's coming back up. So it looks like they're good. So these guys are coming up on this team ahead of them, maybe a dirt team. Not sure quite yet, can't quite tell. Most of you guys just be preaching to the choir, but the key to these passing these other teams is you really you got to wait until very last second until you get right up on the wheels of them, and then you want to put out a little bit of an extra effort and try to maintain that effort after you get past them. It's really easy for it to seem like to the team that you pass that you've sat up after you come by them, but the teams that get past tend to get into your draft, and so they're hardly putting out anything, but since they're in your draft, they're just staying with you, and the team that gets past really has to sit up and let that 1 second gap open up. So they literally need to see, like 20, 30, 20, 25 meters in front of them before they before they can really kind of get back on the power or see that 1 to 2 second gap open up. And if they don't do that, if they do that really quickly, then they can get back on the power and not lose that much time. But they don't do that. So here we go. Just watch and see how these guys execute it. So come up high so we can kind of see. So they're well into them. You can see Tim's at 4.6 watts a kilogram, leading him through. Kevin's behind him at over 4. So there we go. All 6 guys all through. Let's spin it around and see what the guys behind are doing. So looks like these guys kind of staying a little bit close. And see, but they've got a 2 second gap now, so that's pretty good. If you look, their front guy was going 4 watts per kilogram, so all in all, pretty good pass. I think both teams did a really good job there, not interfering with one another or really affecting each other's race too much. I'm spinning around here, so nice work by Slakken here and executing that. So heading down to the start-finish line. They're just about the halfway point now and coming up on the end of lap 1. But coming up on 25 minutes in. They got a 5 second gap now to the that I guess it's a dirt team behind. Those guys kind of don't have obvious nomenclature. These guys are looking good. They got another team that's only about 18 seconds up the road. So they're making good time. Getting ready to come by the start-finish line. I'm going to go. Take a look at so here's the standings for these guys' division, which is the Men's America West Division 1B. So it's the top B division in the West. So Ziel Brekers is in P5 and Slakken P11, and that's why these guys started ahead of these guys. It's reverse order in 30-second intervals. So that's where these guys were in the standings. Ziel Brekers only got a couple points to the team ahead of them, so if they can make up a couple places, and Slakken's pretty much there by themselves in 11, so I don't see a whole lot of movement happening on that. So let's get back to the live screen, see how these guys are doing. Looking good. They've come through the start-finish line now. Why don't we go ahead and bounce back and see how Nate and the boys are doing. So these guys are looking good. Still got all 5 together. They're just coming in the desert. Let's go ahead and get back on Discord here. Let's see how things are sounding.
Oh, shit. Okay. Working my way up.
Sounds like Nate's getting ready to take a pull here. seem like there's any real close teams to these guys, so these guys haven't had to sweat traffic too much.
10 seconds.
Team in front, TFC team in front looks like they're about 36 seconds ahead.
Jeff ramping.
Now at 26:30.
I'll go to 27.
Okay. 27 to you, Matt.
Just getting ready to cross the start finish line here. All lined up nice. Jeff on the front. Matt Thompson in P2. Travis Cooley in P3. Not sure who that is in P4. And then Nate's bringing up the rear here.
All right, Matt ramping up.
Jeff beats.
Nice pull, Jeff. Thank you.
Good job.
You can hear Jeff just taking a big monster pull there. Giving the other guys a break. You got a team of 5 like this, boy, I tell you, you would think 4 other guys pulling, you know, you get a pretty good break, but boy, yep, that pull turn comes up really fast. We had 6
I got 45
guys for
in
our
me.
whole
Sorry,
race.
y'all.
Okay, that's okay.
I was saying we had 6 guys in our race, and man, it seemed like every time I turned around, I was having to pull again. So, and I was going pretty deep to get my pulls done. Everybody did great in new strain, so. Like these guys got Matt going off the front a little bit, creating a little bit of a gap, so.
Not easy.
There's Jeff.
Travis eating.
See if I can jump on the Discord here and see who Ralphie Parker is. I kind of suspect maybe it's Colin. Hey guys, over halfway there. How's it going?
Feel like poop.
So who's this Ralphie Parker character that's racing with you guys? I'm not familiar with him.
It's the Colonel.
I kind of gathered that, so I'm sure there's a story behind that, but I won't ask you to explain.
Favorite Christmas character.
Awesome.
Guys,
All right, guys.
I'm suffering.
I'll go. I'll take it.
Hang in there, guys.
Coming
Looking
up.
good.
Jeff, didn't you just take one?
I don't remember.
I'll go. Let me go. Okay. Matt moving up.
All right, let's go see if we can say hi to Tim and the boys and see how they're doing. A little farther up the road here. I suspect these guys are going to have a pretty good run today. The full team of 6. And they've definitely got some strong guys. I think we got a little bit of new blood here on this team. They may actually, with Ziel Brekers being a guy down, these guys may give them a run for their money. Which, wow, look at that line up there, guys, looking good. So, all things being equal, not anything to take away from these guys, but we probably should have stacked Ziel Brekers because they had best chance of moving up in the standings. But, I guess it was a last-minute deal. Paul's computer crashed, and so nobody knew in advance, so there was nothing doing on that. But looks like these guys are having a good run. It's always nice to put a solid run together. So let's jump onto the Discord here and see how they're talking.
David in 10. David ramping.
Heading through the desert. Got the dinosaur gas station. Somebody might have heard my description about that. That's here in Utah. We have a Sinclair gas station. They have that green dinosaur
David, when
as
are you
their
going to?
mascot.
I'll go to 36.
Okay.
So this area is definitely reminiscent of southern Utah. A little bit different up here in the north by Salt Lake where I live, but southern Utah is a lot like this. Obviously a tribute to that was Scotty, for those of you who don't know about Scotty and his epic belches. This is the kind of retro town with all the neon here, the Cars movie theme area in the desert.
Okay.
David easing.
Coming on. I'll take it into the hill.
Looks like these guys got a
I think.
pretty good gap,
Yeah.
both in front and back.
Oh, mop the hill.
You can see here in the distance the LAX terminal building, famous building, modeled after LAX there. These guys will be passing off to the left of. Swing around. So the last of our little neon drive-in diners, and there's a good view of the LAX terminal. Getting ready to start that hill out of the desert for the last time here. So these guys are getting down over there and have about 5 or 6K to go. Looking really strong. In the background you can see the alpine areas, Watopia there, the bridge going over to the Epic KOM that we did last Saturday in the herd race.
Let's just keep it together up there.
You can see the radio tower and the path that the Epic KOM takes up towards there. And that would be out to Zwift over in the far distance. Follow these guys up this little kicker climb. Guys are looking good. The rider just completely gave up sitting there in the middle of the road. Gave it the old no mas. Roberto Duran had enough of this crap. Nothing doing there with our OTR boys. These guys are all in for the long haul. Tearing it up over the top of the climb here. So last time up the bigger climb, they get a little bit of a break here, and then they just gotta hammer that last 4 or 5K. Second half of that, this second lap. So let's check back Nate and the boys and see how they're faring. Like they're just coming into the top of the desert as well. All 5 of them still together. It looks like they are catching another dirt team, unless they just got passed. But boy, I don't think so. Let's keep an eye on these guys for a little bit, and then we will head back to Slakken and watch them finish. Looks to me like these guys are reeling in this dirt team ahead of them, or Believers, or whoever this is. Let's see if they're better climbers. Looks to me like they're definitely getting closer. They got it down to 5 seconds. Looks like there's only about 4 guys. This timing sheets are being weird. Kind of stabilizing the gap here. Yeah, it looks like 4 guys up front. May not even all be on the same team. Our guys are looking good. Nate leading them up to climb. "38 minutes in. The other team's going to hit the downhill first, so they'll probably stretch things out a little bit, actually. We'll just have to see how it works out. I'm guessing when things flatten out here that these guys are probably going to start making ground again on these guys up front. Looks like it's a pretty ragtag bunch up there, actually, though. There's one rider's in no man's land now. They're going to reel him in pretty quick. Guys are cruising along at 53 kph. Got a team, KRT team behind him, it looks like, maybe, but they're 17, 18 seconds. Maybe gaining them on a little bit, but I don't see them catching them before the finish. Go on to this little patch of dirt. They're going to blow by this single dirt rider here. Some dude with a Gen Z jersey on. So let's run up and see how Slakken's doing and follow them into the finish maybe. So these guys are in the tunnel. Let's watch Scotty here. We've been watching Tim and Nathan the whole time. Let's see. Okay, so they're coming out of the tunnel. This is the only other little ramp of a climb kind of in this. It's like all 6 guys together. No real danger of catching the guys in front or being caught by the guys behind. So these guys should have a pretty straightforward run into the finish here. Gonna make this right-hand turn pretty quick here. Head over that bridge you can see off to the right into the desert. Obviously going straight takes you down to the beachfront and downtown Watopia. There's the Zwift blimp cruising by. Got a good view of that. Nice little sunset coming over the water there. Coming over the bridge. Looks like George's neck of the woods maybe out there. Some nice tropical water. Got the blimp chasing these guys down. Pretty good view there. See if that blimp can come by here and give these guys a little bit of a draft maybe. Looks like these guys are faster than the blimp, so spin it back around and get a little bit better view. One more little bridge. This area is kind of just the edge of the Sequoias area, which is a little more reminiscent of Northern California, and so is this beachfront area, the rocky stuff. Pacific Coast Highway. So a lot of cool scenery here in Watopia, and most of the time we're racing we don't get a chance to pay much attention, so these guys rolling. Just a couple K to go here, if even that. Get ready to pass the intersection to Titans Grove. Even kind of looks like a ranger station here off to the left. And then real quickly we transition into the desert landscape, more reminiscent of southern Utah, northern Arizona. Let's see if we can get these guys on Discord, see how they're sounding going into the finish here.
Okay, one, I'll take over.
Okay.
I'll go to 48. Last uphill right here. Okay, Kevin, coming off.
All right, off to the end. Yeah, the front, little hole in that. Maybe that's good. Just hang out.
So as we said earlier, it looks like I think Goose Train was 49.12. Looks like these guys are going to be a little bit over that, maybe. I'm going to blow by this one single rider here.
Push through.
So sorry, I can't hear if you said I was up.
It doesn't matter, just mob it.
Yeah, let's just mob more of us at the front. Doing that.
You guys are shifting over into mob mode here, where everybody just gives everything they have. This last K and a half.
Good.
These guys are coming up on 49 minutes, so looks like they're going to be just a little bit off of East Train's time. It looks like a pretty solid run.
Nice work, guys. Keep it in there.
Scotty taking the front here for a minute.
Just go on for like 10 seconds.
Nice work.
See, they're all bunched up. The idea is here to get a little bit of a washing machine effect going. Kevin Frudd taking the lead.
Keep it in there. Nice work. All to the finish.
6 kph. Almost there,
Everything
guys.
you got. Let's go. Follow it. Follow it. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
Came out of the saddle. Bunching up nicely. Just getting ready to cross that line, and here we go. So about 50-34, 50-33. All right, let's see. Make sure I can get back to Nathan here and watch those guys. So here comes Nate and the boys. They're well in the desert. Let's kill these guys' audio. Try to get a good view of these guys finishing up, and then I'll get onto their Discord if I can. Guys are still looking good. Matt Thompson taking the lead. Look at Matt here putting out 400 watts, 48 kph. .3 watts per kilogram, killing it. These guys are just now coming up on 49 minutes, so it looks like they're going to maybe have a little bit better time. Drop back to Jeff Bassett here. Looks like Nathan's getting tailed off the back a little bit, but he's going 5 watts per kilogram, so he'll probably bring that back.
Come on, spinners.
Final push.
Go, go, go.
Times on the fourth rider.
Come on, Trav. Come on, Trav. Up, up, up.
Nathan
Go, go, go.
marshaling the troops. Looks like Travis is going to be our fourth guy. We got Colin
All the way line.
leading them out.
Push, 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 push.
There we go, crossing line in 49.50-ish. All right, guys, nice job. Let's kill that audio. And so with that, we'll sign off. Go back to our opening screen here, and we'll sign off and go look at the results. And that brings us to the end of our first in ZRL season. So thanks, folks, tuning in. I'll get these uploaded, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.